The University of Cape Town, the best academic university in Africa. It has also been rated as the third most beautiful university in the world by The Telegraph. The UCT campus maintains a strong presence on the slopes of Table Mountain and is full of hidden wonders. I set out to find what some of the students' first impression of the UCT campus was.
Yeah, I think UCT is such a beautiful campus that even when it's cold, it's still very beautiful.
Okay, well, I thought it was big and busy and colourful, interesting.
Absolutely beautiful because I come from Joburg, so there it's just city, and here it's also a city, but then it's just like mountain and ocean and everything.
It's on campus and there's vines growing up the building, and this kind of creates a contrast that's appeasing to the nature versus man, basically.
In light of the recent Roads Must Fall movement, the issue of transformation has resurfaced. Protests are not new to UCT. UCT is known as a political university, and during apartheid, Jamie Plaza served as a platform for students to demonstrate their resistance through the use of protests, marches and sit-ins. When many of the resistance organizations, such as the ANC, were banned, a white student-run organization called NUSAS became a powerful resistance against the nationalist government. I interviewed Marion Walton, who is currently an associate professor in the Center for Film and Media Studies. She was also a student at UCT and was a member of NUSAS.
I remember a very kind of life-changing event, being part of a marching down to Duval Drive. Students stopped the traffic on Duval Drive. So I was still, I think, a first-year student when this happened. Students were very experienced. They knew how to stop the traffic. They would literally stop all the cars going into Cape Town. And so you would sort of march along thinking you're holding a placard and making a point, and suddenly realize, whoa, this is getting very intense. Helicopters hovering over us, police coming after us, as soon as something happened that, in fact, I think that might have been at the stage where any gathering of more than 3 people was illegal. So they tended to turn a blind eye, but then once you started interfering with things like the traffic on the freeway, people started throwing stones, which was often a spy. So there were agent provocateurs who were actually employed by the police to make sure that a protest turned ugly. And we spent a lot of time discussing who were the spies. But I remember a moment sitting stuck on the top of the wire fence between, I think it's Woolsack on that side, and Duval Drive, and really kind of thought that I would be one of the students that got rounded up and pulled off to, taken off to the prison cells.
Despite the countless protests that have put political pressure on various regimes, white privilege is still a contemporary topic at UCT. What often goes unnoticed is that this white colonial power is reflected in the architecture of UCT's campus. The University of Cape Town was originally known as a South African college and was founded in 1829. Since then, not only has the campus grown, but UCT's domestic and international status as the best university in Africa has dramatically increased. UCT's position on the mountain creates a stark contrast between nature and man. While driving through southern suburbs or coming along the N2, one cannot help but notice the power that the campus demands on the slopes of Devil's Peak. Joseph Michael Solomon was the architect behind the beauty of UCT's campus. In the words of Injabulo Indebele, human hands like his may shape the world, carving the place of humans in it. Solomon decided to make the campus very symmetrical. The line of symmetry cuts straight through where Rhodes' statue used to be positioned and continues upwards through the top of Jamison Hall towards the tip of Devil's Peak. This symmetry exudes the dominant power of those who helped found UCT. The Rhodes statue was originally placed between the 3rd and 4th pillars of Jamison Hall, giving Rhodes, as the man who donated land to UCT, a very prestigious position on campus. Rhodes used to sit with his back to the majority of the campus, which shows his absolute assurance in his right to ownership over the land and the people. It is his creation and thus his power. His gaze also falls over the Cape Flats and the Kwalanga township. This places Rhodes, as well as his supporters, in a superior position to the rest of Cape Town. This portrays the white privilege that is evident at UCT even today. What seems to have gone unnoticed by the Roads Must Fall movement, as well as the management of UCT, is a stone laid by D.F. Malan, who is seen as the champion of Afrikaner nationalism. This stone exudes irony as it forms part of the building which contains the Jagger African Studies Library. It cannot be denied that Rhodes is a part of the history of UCT, however, he is not the whole of it. Perhaps in light of the transformation currently taking place at UCT, the architectural power of the UCT campus does not mirror that of white colonizers, but rather it reflects the power from within the university.